What's up, guys? Today we're going to be looking at the new Sony CyberShot Mark V. It's probably the best camera on the market right now for compact uses. It has an autofocus of 0.5 seconds, the world's fastest for a camera of this class, as well as 315 autofocus points. So yeah, we'll check it out. Also, this neat little viewfinder, it's like a switchblade for your camera. Some cool features for the Mark V. You got this awesome flip-up screen for, selfies and stuff. You could focus with the little ring here, and it makes this clicking sound. It's actually kind of soothing. I like it. So the only downside to the flip-up screen is, unfortunately, it is not a touch screen. So kind of a downside for many. Well, anybody really. I mean, your phone has a touchscreen. Why would this not have a touchscreen? Anyways, it's a solid design. I will say it is slippery. I wish that it had some grips on there. Also, the Mark V can be charged via little micro USB that they send you. And yeah, you can charge it through USB power, through a wall outlet, computer, power brick, anything, which is really cool because you could potentially have one battery and just a portable charger and walk around and stay charged all day. Battery life tested earlier is about 45 minutes of continuous power on. So that could change depending on if you're shooting in 4K. I was shooting in 1080. It does have 4K, but it's only continuous for 5 minutes. So we'll test that out on another video. But for now, besides the cool little switchbladey thing, this camera has a full manual focus mode, as well as slow-mo, high frame rate stuff. It's really good. The only thing that I would say about this camera that I wish it had was the ability to have an external mic. Also, something else, I really like just turning this on because that's really cool. Honestly, if you just bought this camera to fidget with, you would still have a great time. Some other cool features about the Mark V, you could beam your photos and I believe videos as well directly to your smartphone. That's really handy, especially if you don't have a computer near you and you really need to get a photo onto there. There is RAW support as well as a couple other things. Like I said, this is not an in-depth review, this is practical use. So let's get to the practical part. All right, so we're gonna do a side-by-side comparison of my Canon 70D versus the Sony CyberShot on this little nifty GorillaPod. So this is my main vlogging rig. It is a Canon 70D with a 10-18 and a Rode VideoMic Pro. Many of you might know this simply as the NiStat rig. Okay, what's up, guys? So obviously it looks a little different. Over here is a wide-angle lens, and this is just not a wide-angle lens. So it's not really a direct comparison, and it's not meant to be. It's just so you can see the image quality from a regular compact camera versus a DSLR. Okay, so for this little test, I brought my guitar out so you can see and hear the difference between my 70D with the Rode mic and the Sony for audio. Okay, so you got to hear that. We'll see how that sounds when I load it up and everything. But now, let's see just how well this little Sony can do depth of field. Okay, so we're at an ISO of 640 right now, an aperture of 1.8, 30 frames per second. You can see it really brightens things up, blurs out the background, great for when you're trying to talk, like right here. You want things to look kind of intense. It's also good for that cinematic feel. I have a super giant light over there. It's like a sun. Look at this. It's ridiculous. Anyways, so yeah, let's go outside. It's actually about sunset now, so we can test the video in low light. Okay, so we're out here. It's just about sundown, and I have an aperture of 1.8, frame rate of 30, an ISO of 1000. You can see the moon up there. I'd say that it handles low light incredibly well, just as good as any other 1.8 lens that I've used. Also, another super cool feature about this is you could turn it on with the flick of a switch and pop this cool little eye hole viewfinder thing out, which is a little trippy, honestly, because you don't see anything and then you put your eye close to it, magically comes on. So it's pretty cool. Honestly, I prefer to use the screen, but for serious photographers or anybody who wants a real precise look, that works. But I have glasses and the sensor doesn't really pick it up until it's about touching my lens. So not really usable for me, but for anybody else, yeah. I mean, also, how cool is that? It's just fun. Oh, yeah. The only thing is, cons-wise, it is slippery. It has a complicated menu system. So yeah, Sony CyberShot Mark V, probably the best compact camera for vlogging. It handles low light well, it can do depth of field, slow-mo, 4K. The only thing is the price point is about $1,000. So unless you want to dish out $1,000 to flip this up, you're not really far off from just getting a DSLR yourself. So that's the only con to it. But if you're looking for something that you can travel with, something that you can easily vlog with, and something that is not obstructive or very intrusive looking when you're out in public, the Sony CyberShot Mark V, I'd say, is 2016's best vlogging camera. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you liked it. This was my first gear review, so if you want to see other things about this camera, if you want to see its 4K capability, I think I'm going to be doing a video on that soon. If you want to see anything else about this nifty little thing or any of my other gear, let me know. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed today's video.